line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
It's another glorious day here on PTM Racing TV. We're live here and now tonight, live at Atlanta Motor Speedway, where we're now will conclude the final race of our season with the NASCAR Heat 5 K&B Pro Series. They bring out the Xfinity cars here and now at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I got our own eye in the Crusader, Christian Driver, on the line with you here tonight as we welcome you down here to the show and onto the track. We're again set and fielded in for this hot one here at Atlanta. A star-studded lineup coming your way, coming at the track into the fight into the zone. We are looking to have a heated one here between our friends of G-Pre, Gordon, Kush Ignite, Vet X Gang, Gab _91X, Keystone, and Blake Thomas coming on to the showcase and the racing as we go off to the line. It's go time at Atlanta. We're off the pace, off the set, and on the early advantage. In the early run we go. It is the 54 of G3 who takes the early lead. Green flag is out for the first showing of the night's race in action here. Everyone feels their way down around the track onto the front straightaway of the tri-oval here. Already drivers making moves left and right. Blake Thomas, the number 6, already in pinstriping position down onto the back straightaway. He'll bring it. See a little bit of a maneuver back there in the back as well. A little 3 wide slew, nearly going 4 wide between the drivers. Everyone coming out of it unscathed and clean. Right back around here. Now you see the number 9 of Hangover Gang. Man, he's already trying to get over the hangover. He's trying to get over the hump and push his way up to the front. Keystone Cowboy driving the 98 nationwide machine here tonight. A little bit of a different scheme that we've seen here with them running usually the number 2 Keystone 2 machine, but he is also here tonight to defend off a championship that he had won here on this very same track, on this very same turf and terrain, on a very similar path to victory. This time though, he's running the Xfinity series here tonight, not the Cup series as he was last time. He'll have Cushion Knight there in the number 10 Tree machine trying to find a way around him, trying to battle him off out of the gate here into the zones. Down their way across the field here. A little trouble there for Cushion Knight there. The number 10 managing to stay out of trouble and keep himself in play. Going into tonight, we've got 4 contenders running for the championship. Blake, G3, Keystone, and Gordon. So Keystone is the only driver here that can actually go for the daily double, go for a double championship scenario win here. You know, I talked to them earlier today about that as well. You know, he told me point blank that this was probably the toughest scenario that he had to find himself in for a variety of reasons. But he said the biggest one was because of the fear of the unknown and not really sure whether or not he was going to be able to do this. This is kind of a troublesome circumstance and a very hard situation to really fight against and really deal with time and time again on the track, but you know, that's one thing that makes him so good is that he's very smart about how he handles his nerves and handles his turns. Gordon 24884 tonight as well. Looks like he'll drive a little bit of that Justin Haley's number 11 Green Leaf T machine. Gotta love the commitment that Leaf Filter 11 has and the speed he carries. Justin Haley, obviously a great driver in his own right, but the 11 of Gordon knows on the NASCAR heat side of things he can pull it with the best of them. Tire wear is going to be extremely crucial and extremely damaging here with 13 laps left on stage number 1. Matter of fact, here tonight, you're looking at our stage counter and the lap counter that falls with it. We're seeing 82 laps of green hard racing with 76 in total. Stage 1 will be about 19 laps, then you'll have stage 2 at 20, at 17 to green. And then stage 3, you have 43 at caution, 40 green flag, and then 17 laps of fuel to finish out. So what that means is the first 2 stages they must pit. The second stage, they are going to have to either pit twice or 3 times depending on how that all plays out. There is a lot that can hang in there and really giving them some headaches here. They've got to be very careful about that. Yo continues to work their way around. G3 falling way back into the pack here. He's had some trouble out of the gate. Not what he wants to see here by any means. But that's kind of the damage you follow in when you're having to deal with. But nevertheless, number 6, Blake Thomas driving. I've got to believe that is probably the most Texas machine I think I've ever seen, unless you put the big Texas state on with Lone Star in between. Because we do got a Whataburger up there. That thing is already just. That thing is just asking to be driven by someone of a Texan nature. But I gotta admit, that is an awesome looking ride and a very sweet looking scheme. Whataburger, by the way, yes, is extremely delicious and is a lot of fun to go check out. I've had one time in my life that I actually tried Whataburger, and I really wish that they would bring one over here to Iowa. You Texans get all the good stuff. I'm sorry, but y'all do. That is a good thing to eat, man. Speaking of a good thing to eat right now, Keystone Cowboy must be eating up a nice thing of sweets because he's feeling real sweet on this track. Keeping a nice speedy taste on the field as the 11 unfortunately getting clobbered in with their number 6. Gordon 24884 crashed in big time here. Field's going to continue to muscle their way around the track. No caution yet. And slowing down here now, looks like caution has been thrown. The caution flag is out. So Gordon unfortunately gets bashed up into that little wreck there, and that will slow down everybody. I'll have to get him fielded back in. We will have G3 on the line here throughout the race, but tonight we're going to let him kind of get through it first before we talk with him in the stages. But for Gordon 248.4, the leaf filter 11, sadly not able to get off to the start he's looking for. Thankfully though, all drivers had to go into pit road eventually here, so this will help out them one way or another. Everybody lining up into their positions and in onto the track here. We are under caution at the moment as currently our field gets worked away around.
Yeah, we are under caution.
Are you planning on staying out there, G3, or what's going on, bud?
A little bit.
So G3 will be going to...
Had a little strategy going on, but it got kind of killed with that, so.
I was about to say, I know we saw you kind of laying around there, but yep, looks like definitely probably is the best time to head in there. Looks like Kush Knight decided to stay out here as well. I think his strategy was kind of playing something similar to what you were doing.
Oh.
Field working their way back out on the track. I believe Kush Knight will be the new leader here. Keystone Cowboy will be second in the running. So we'll see if that Nutrient number 10 can hold off the old Cowboy in the 98. Laps will be kind of toning back and ticking down a little bit here, and that could set the drivers back a slight bit on the advantage point. One thing you got to be careful about Blake Thomas is that he knows what it takes to be good on these restarts and really stabilize them down. I haven't seen too much of the hangover game here on the track, but already the 9 badly damaged up and looks worse than anything I could do in an iRacing event here with the Noah Gregson car. So
One more lap, I'm not even caught up with y'all yet.
So they will let one more lap around the track, and then they will field him back in for a green flag is what you're hearing right now. So leaf filter gutter protection number 11.
Maybe 6 to go, we'll go back green.
And 6 laps remaining here in stage number 1. Then it will lead into stage 2, and then finally stage 3 to finish out our night and our racing events here this time. So Kush Knight looking to be the push of the night for a win off here in stage 1. But again, you're having to try to fight it off with the Nationwide 98 of old Keystone Cowboy back there. That's not exactly the spot you want to fight yourself in, but you know, there's one thing you gotta be, know for sure is whether or not they get that runoff, they get that speed built up. It's gonna be interesting here. Field will bring it back to the track here. The Chevrolet Camaro of Kush Knight, and then that Ford Mustang number 98 seemingly have the runoff, to have the speed. Every driver equal in their performance, but the manufacturers want something a little bit more than that. They want to prove that they are the best and the baddest out on these parts. Looking to master and handle the green flag this next time by. Kush Knight preparing to go to battle here, preparing for a runoff here. Flying him down the front straightaway. Bring him in, get the green, here we go. Kush getting a great start there, and that really helps him out with that momentum boost. So the green flag flies back on out. Everyone trying to get back in the running, back in position for a make a move or make a 2. And you can see this 10 though is your race leader here. He is not being phased or challenged up by Blake Thomas just yet. Thomas looking to try and see maybe if there's a run on the outside. Couldn't quite get it to stick. We'll try to draft off Kush to then get the big push coming on the outside. 6 of Thomas though, side by side with the 10 off the run. Laps winding down here, down to the final 5 laps left to go here, and this is where things could get very interesting here. Get him down the way to the little 3 wide saloon mixed in between. You see the 98 there of old Keystone Cowboy pushing the 6 of Blake Thomas up top, trying to get a runoff with him. as G3 and then 54 seemingly was going for an innocuous strategy here, did not play out the way he was hoping for. Now has to try to find himself in a bit of a disadvantaged point, or maybe in a better advantage here, depending on how you look at it. Pulls a run off there on the bottom. We have only got 4 to go. This time by it will be 3 laps remaining. G3 sneaking his nose in, sneaking the corner in, off the run, coming down low, 3 wide salute, leading off of turn 4. Oh, Kush Knight though got a little piece of it too, and I don't think he's going to be too appreciative of that from G3. And G3 is one of the championship contenders. That could be at a bit of a hardship later on. It's one thing we know in racing is that if you make somebody mad, or you may have something later coming for you last minute in the run. We know that all too well. You can talk to the Kyle Bushes and the Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott's of their day. Yeah, quite right. You want to go even further back? We can talk about Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt Sr., and they'll even throw the Tony Stewarts and some of the other guys in there. You just don't race them a certain way, they will get you. And that's exactly right now what that 6 Blake Thomas is hoping for, because the 54 is right on his tail. If they don't get you, they'll get you good. A little Shania Twain on this one apart tonight. Blake now looking to possibly keep his momentum alive, keep his chances at bay. The 54 though of G3 now looking on the outside, trying to make a runoff. Couldn't quite clear him there. We have 1 lap to go here in this stage, so the white flag is out. 1 lap to go, back straight away. G3 sneaks his way down low, bumping, banging, smacking, dabbing. Trying to make a run off here. He's going to get it coming off the corners. Does he have enough to hold on to the race lead? Checkered flag shows that G3 will take home stage number 1. Impressive. So the checker flag flies here for G3. That'll give him the advantage going into the next set. And stage 2 coming up here, G3. Looks like your strategy didn't work out long term, but it did hurt up short term to you.
Yeah, it showed up at the end when it counted.
It certainly did indeed. Now I gotta ask you, what do you do in stage 2? Are you gonna have to try to do a little more long term, or do you think that strategy you just did will work out?
Gone to wheels long term. Back to the whole stage.
I certainly got a lot of work to do down there, but my friend, good luck, and we'll catch you there in the next stage.
Thank you.
Stage number 2 coming up here, folks, as we get ready to go for the next round of racing here. More battles to be had, more battles to be done. Looking to pop the green flag up. Remember, stage 2 is now in session, and I think it's time to see who gets class and who gets this one figured out. Green flag flies. We're back underway. Green drops, and so does the green in the back here. The 10 of Kush Knight not getting the start he was looking for, but the 11 of Gordon 2484 certainly did find a little bit of a better runoff in the beginning. Blake Thomas, the number 6, already jamming hard, looking to pound his way up in position there for G3. Can Gordon get something going here as Gold Keystone Cowboy just sneaks his way across the line and through the chicanes on the front straightaway of the quad, oval, tri-oval, call it what you will. It is all Blake Thomas, though, and Keystone Cowboy that they have left. It looks like even now a little bit of help coming from the 10 of Kush Knight. Outside battle here, inside run. Now looks like this could be either or. Blake Thomas going to the inside, takes a run in, a pitch, and a sneaking away. Manages to make a stick there, well done there, but man, now he's got a lot more work to do, because he's going to have to try to hold off the Cowboy, and he's going to have to hold off Kush Knight. Every driver for themselves, everyone getting a playing field here, and a big runoff down to the end zone. Remember that, again, these laps wise are going to count. These fuel runs are going to count. Every point, every position is going to be like it's almost be like an interrogation. You just got to basically figure out how to get the hold of the impedance information you want on the other and make sure that you can get them where you need it to most. Lining him back down on the back straightaway here. The 54 G3 still looking to make a move off, make a run there while Kush Knight continues to dive in and dive it out with the Nutrien 10. But the 98 is still in play in the run off here, not giving an inch. Doing a great job making sure he stays stable, making sure he stays under the pressure, under the troll. He doesn't want to give up too much down there. He wants to kind of keep it more in play, more on his baseline. And Keystone Cowboy knows all too well that takes to win around here. Again, he is a championship hunt driver, as well as Blake Thomas and Gordon tonight. For Blake, it's all about just trying to master the field and master the track. For Keystone, it's just all about proving that Cup Series win was not a fluke and that he can get them anytime he wants. He's doing that pretty much here and now with a great pass there on the inside. Blake Thomas trying to divide back down, trying to cross him over on the back straightaway. It does not go the way he was hoping for. He did not get it. The 6 a little bit in trouble as the Cation-wide number 98 at Keystone Cowboy continues to impress and continues to drop in where he wants to and where he needs to. Blake Thomas now looking to possibly get back right at Keystone Cowboy. You can see him just trying to drafting off that line, starting to build up a little bit of a push, a little bit of a runoff again. They're really not to worry about fuel runs or fuel tires or anything like that. They're more worried about just trying to beat each other out at their own personal game. That's all they really want to do, and that's all they're aiming for here now. Lining them off the corners here, down the zones. Look at the 10. He's starting to build up a runoff there, and old Thomas. And Thomas, man, slowing down badly. I don't know what his strategy is or what he's doing at the moment, other than maybe just trying to keep up the distance, but he's just overdoing the tires just a slight bit more than any other drivers. Onboard camera here, G3 just gives you guys a good idea how far he is from the field as we take it to our drone cam flying behind. Don't worry folks, I can't see our little drone cam there. He's basically just invisible to his eyes, but not to our eyes. Or so I would say, at least I hope so, because he ended up driving it into the wall protection there. I'm not sure if he really was thinking about where he was doing or where he was going with it. Dives down, up, low, goes high, slider, and gets shaded there. Look at that. Number 6 of Blake Thomas, he delivers the slider, goes to the bottom, sends it to the top, and says, how you doing, buddy? That takes a lot of challenge and a lot of technique to even get to. And the fact that he nailed it as well as he did, extremely impressive. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's a little bit of a dilemma going on here for the moment, because I think we're down to about 8 laps to go. I think it's now time for 7 laps here. Believe me, we're trying to work on a lap counter. I think we may end up doing that. If we ever do these again, we may fix the lap counter up. But we got 7 laps here in stage 2. That is confirmed. But the problem is some of these drivers are leading at about 6 laps of field left. So now, that kind of results in one little thing. What do? Because you have to either slow down, save your fuel, and literally go for the last bit of that run, or you're going to have to go in and pit road and end up fighting it out with one another. My opinion, the only two that are being smart right now, Sheepreen the 54, and literally Gordon 24884, because right now Hangover Gang is so badly damaged on that 9 machine, he has nothing left to gain. He's just completely tore up. Too much stuff going on down there for him. But again, at least for him, he'll be pretty much inconsistent in cahoots of that top half for that position here in the stage if he can actually win it out. And again, with that fuel run, that's really starting to be more of a challenge to see whether or not these drivers can actually get to it. Coming down around, even tires starting to take a beating here, but we are down to the final 5 laps, and again, they are running so close to fuel. Is there going to be enough fuel? Is there going to be enough tires left in there? And they're gonna go for it. Looks like Kush Knight is gonna try to outsmart the gang. He's gonna go in pit road. Gordon 24884 ever so slightly. He's just trying to push up a little bit towards G3. He wants to get as much time as the gap as he can closed off. Hangover gang going into pit road. And G3, man, he was talking about a strategy earlier and the guy got derailed. Well, now he's using it a little bit more strategic, in my opinion, by basically enhancing and enabling himself to be more up to the front, more into position. There's Keystone going in pit road, so now he'll have to send it off into the cliff. Blake Thomas, the only one that did not go in. He'll have one lap less of fuel if he does not decide to pit in soon. G3, the 54, looking to make it work though and get to the very, very end. I couldn't tell you how close this is going to be. Really, we're trying to get a camera on one of these guys, figure out which one's going to get the advantage. Blake Thomas still out on the track. He really is going to go for broke. He's going to go for broke. He's going to have to slow down a lot though, because the fact that he's burning up so much fuel, that's not going to help him at all. That thing is burning tires and burning fuel up. Take a listen in there. You can see that car right now. It is so low on the horsepower. It is not even trying to even come remotely close to even hammering the gas. What he's trying to do right now is trying to save fuel and trying to save himself some time, but the problem is G3 is already on him to catch him. Moving their way back in. Here comes G3 now. Laps winding off, coming closer to the very, very end of this. Which one's going to get the advantage? Which one's going to get the best broke moment here? The 54. That's caught Thomas. Thomas is in trouble. There's 2 laps remaining here. We're going to be down to 1 lap to go this next time by. Thomas knows his goose is cooked if he doesn't start building up some speed. Fuel starts to go. Oh, he just takes a smack dab there from the 54, and that white flag charges up. But the caution flag is out. So that is the end of the stage here. So that was a white and then a checkered. And our laps kind of got all mixed up and kind of crucified there, unfortunately. But we are under caution here for our stage break here. G3 end up getting a piece of Blake Thomas to the line. I don't think Thomas can be too appreciative about having to go in and fix that up completely. But thankfully for him, he's got some instant repairs to use. G3, another W in the stage, but nevertheless, you still have one more stage and the main one to go, and then a championship on the line there. What is it going to take to win that?
Just got to continue to execute, man. It's going to be a tough one.
It certainly will, man.
But the glove's about to come off now, so.
Well, you got quite a bit of laps to work with and quite a bit of runs to go, so we'll see how it plays out. But nevertheless, sir, best wishes and luck. This should be a good one.
Thank you.
So G3 comes away with double the amount, double the show. And now 2 is nice, one was good, 2 is nice, but you know 3 is where he wants to be. This time around, we change caution to green. Who is walking away with the Xfinity Championship of the KMB Pro Series? We're going to find out now here on PTM Racing TV. Off the run, off the chicane, down to the bottom. Thomas broke down there, and G3 goes for a spin. No! Caution not coming out. They're going to stay under green. There should be a caution, in my opinion. There was literally contact and 2 drivers involved. That may have been the end of the championship race there for G3. And they are slowing down now. There is a caution. There is a caution. Wow, yikes, man. Holy smokes. Everybody getting into a big mess there in a little little bit of troublesome circumstances there, unfortunately, but thankfully everyone is okay and everyone is back onto the spotlight here. G3 got kind of sent to the shadow realm and sent around for a runoff there. Thankfully he is okay, but definitely got to be a little bit frustrated and infuriated with that here. So everybody heads into pit road, and right now, currently, actually, Keystone Cowboy has a whole lap down, actually, and everyone ahead of him is pretty much in contender. The only one he's ahead of at the moment is, in this case, actually just only, I believe it is actually just the number 9, which is Hangover Gang. Oh boy, hey, easy guys, don't pile these things up. We just fixed these cars around here. What are you doing? They're getting to work now there, that's for sure. There they go, off pit road, and it's going to be Gordon. The 11 will get the point and get the spot out of there. He gets right down to business there, and that was a tough break there going off of turn 2 there. You saw G3 just get kind of taken for a ride. He had nowhere to go. Once you're on that apron, it don't matter if even it's on NASCAR here, if it's on iRacing. You cannot simply get out of that mess. There's no way. There is absolutely no possible way. Once you're there, and it just stretches you out and spins you sideways and long ways and every which way to Sunday. Thankfully, though, all drivers are okay and back in position, ready to go back at it. So at the moment, everybody ahead of the Cowboy and Keystone. If he's gonna need a win, if he's gonna win this one, he's gonna need another miracle. Finds himself in a bad predicament here, but we never know around these parts. Could be anybody's playing field and anybody's guess here. Back to the green we go. So field working their way around now. Blake Thomas and Gordon will be the heavy hitters here out of the gate. Those two are looking for a championship run. Hangover is hanging his night. He hangs up the boots. Says he's done. He can't do it. Said I think he was believing it was going to be a little bit of a mess or a little bit of trouble down there. Didn't want to be in that circumstance or in that trouble there for the championship drivers. Wants to give the championship folks a little chance to win this one out when all is said and done. Playing their way back across the field and across the strips. They are. Everyone looking to make it work and make it go. But again, at the moment at least, Gordon 24884 has the early run in the advantage as number 6 down, going down low. Says, let's see which one this one goes. Last time someone was down low, they end up going down to the apron and into troublesome territory. This time it's going to be even worse because another driver gets smack dab there. Huge lick in between. I'm not sure the 54 just literally hammered it in and smacked him up sideways, but there is a caution for that. Yikes. Caution flag flies right now. Manual caution, not a NASCAR heat caution. The flagman was didn't quite have his binoculars up down there. He was not looking at everything across the field, across the track. That was some, unfortunately, he was not very aware of. It's been a while since I busted that old joke out. I still remember back when I was calling for Pedal to the Metal Racing League on here, how many jokes I cost up about that. That to me was just like, it's just so bad, man. Things have changed, obviously, and even in iRacing, I've had to kind of retire that old joke because, well, there are now actually legit race control admins that are calling the cautions and everything, so it kind of makes fun of them, which I don't. I swear on my grave, I don't try to do that. But nevertheless, your field will stretch him back in, head to pit road. Now, if I had a guess right now, if I'm one of these drivers, my first thought is, okay, how do I get the car to work off of what I've been doing, and how do I get even better here? it back in, down across the front straightaway, looking for the run in the green. We are back to the green, back to the action here, and still the 98 at Keystone Cowboy is currently a lap down, and his championship hopes are running dead, dry, and clear, but there are 33 laps remaining here. Working their way around now with only 32 remaining here of this finish of this race to go. Onward down onto the front stretch of turn 1 and 2, down into 3 and down into the back straightaway. They'll lean it back turn for 3 and 4. A little slingshot maneuver there for the 54, trying to push his way back in. Gordon 2 for 884 trying to stay out of trouble, stay out of the problematic zone here. And Guy-Prix, oh, drifting right back down on the 11 there. Unfortunately, got himself all crooked and sideways there, nearly cost him both of them. The Cowboy trying to get ahead in case maneuver caution comes out. He can get the lucky dog and get back on lead lap. Is he going to have time, though? That is the big question. That's a lot of work to be able to do that and be able to get in that position considering the circumstances here. The 6 of Blake Thomas already making moves and making left to right shots. He's eyeing to get around the 98 later on, but at this moment he's going to use him as a little tag team help because he knows he's a lap down. He knows he's pretty much a good fit for him. 30 remain. I'll tell you, 30 laps to go at Atlanta can either make or break someone's race entirely because that's kind of like the calling card. That's either you get something going and you build up speed, or you're just going to end up smacking Sal and Dab into the wall and out of the ballpark here. Thomas just using the 98 for everything he's got, trying to use him up for the fuel, trying to use him up for the tires. Guy-Prix, though, takes very full aware of what the 6 is doing. He does not like any minute of it. It's time to take the gloves off, he says, and put this thing straight down, pedal this straight down into the metal. Hammer him up, hammer him down, and bring this one around. It's the 54 Guy-Prix making the move, making the pass, and got it right past the grass. Impressive stuff here from the 54. He already won stage 1 and 2. He's looking for a championship run, looking for that final win of the season. Never won a season championship or a race here on PTM Racing TV. Will that change here tonight? Blake Thomas so says, I don't care what he hasn't done or what he has not done. I haven't won here either. Yeah, that's true. He has not had a win here or a championship victory on PTM Racing TV. This would certainly be a calling card for him and a good way to change that up, certainly so. Working their way around, pushing lane to 420 and number 10. Unfortunately, he's had a bit of a bad break and a bad going here for him and his team. Had a bit of a rough shot earlier on, getting smack dab on the wall and smack dab into troublesome territory. Gordon 24884 doing a great job though, hanging with him, hanging up in the speed. You gotta remember these guys got a lot of control, a lot of more cornering to do than a lot of other folks do on these circuits. And right now at this moment, Gordon is still trying to get up to the front and maybe spoil a championship run for one of the guys we're talking about earlier, whether that be Guy-Prix or Blake Thomas. The Whataburger driver now trying to get ahead of the Twix 54. Doesn't seem to like the Twix candy bar. He says, I like a good meat on my meal and I don't need a little side dish for this. I want to get you past and make you eat this fish. Wait, Whataburger doesn't sell fish, do they? Texans, let me know. I forget. Does Whataburger sell fish at all in their products? Are they like? I know they're like kind of the best McDonald's version you can get around there for fast food joints, but I mean, do they sell fish there? Yeah, you guys gotta help me out with that one. I don't even remember. They him down that front straightaway though. I think he's starting to want to eat fish. He's starting to be a little more selfish because he's still trying to get around the 54. Does not like the way he's doing it. He thinks the 54 is being extremely selfish and won't let him by. But again, if you're Guy-Prix, why would you even think about it? You don't want to give up the championship to him. Toyota Supra, though, is getting tested and getting put in some very cheeky spots here. He's got to be careful about that. Off the ledges and off the turn 4 they go. Every driver for themselves. Fuel strategy-wise there, they got about 5 laps remaining on the fuel. But in total for the race length, they've got 23 to go. Now they should, in theory, have enough to stay out and go for the long distance if they choose to. But again, will they even think about it? That's a very tough call. Because if you think about making that call right here and now, you would think, probably not the best idea considering what we got going at stake and what could go down. But you never know. We'll see what happens here. Getting slightly looser, again, slightly off topic, off contact zone here. You see Gordon 2484 still trying to hang in there. Kush Knight actually has now made his way back up through the field. We'll go on board with him. If you guys are new to the channel as well and you've never been here on PTM Racing TV before, well, first off, we thank you and appreciate you. And also, if you like what you see and you want to see a little more of it, whether it be on NASCAR Heat or it be on our iRacing, then be sure to subscribe down here ring that bell so you get notifications when we go live. We also hit up our Facebook end where we follow for the Facebook live streams. It's a whole party and show around these parts here. Oh! Well, I'm not sure if Keystone Cowboy got into pit road. That did not look like a pit stop. Kush Knight got in there, but Blake Thomas and G Priest certainly did not. 20 remain. Keystone was going in for pit road, but ended up getting kind of tagged there by the 54 G3. I'm not sure if he meant to actually give him that bump. I think he was trying to test him. Keystone was not exactly playing to go into pit road like that, but I think it ended just kind of playing in his favor. He's going to get put at least 2 laps down. His tires are completely donezo, folks. There are no more tires left on these guys. Right side just blew on the end there for Keystone. He's got to get that thing in pit road now or he's going to be in trouble. G3 at the moment still leading it in with Blake Thomas right behind him. Could be anybody's guess who gets the advantage here as G3 goes into pit road. Blake Thomas will be the one to stay out with the new lead. He takes the race lead over and takes it all away there from G3. I don't know how well G3's going to like that idea or pay too much attention to it. Race is starting to get a little more intense now because you got to just think that fuel and long run strategy is starting to build up. It is starting to kick in, and it may just be what the drivers were looking for and what they did not want to hear about. And Thomas, oh, hold on, he has come to a dead halt here. I think he's got a flat. There's a flat down there. He's got a problem. Flat tire on Blake Thomas. He's got to get in pit road now. No! Tire spins him again. He's crashed in on the front, right out on turn 4. Thomas is in huge trouble. Kush Knight making his way around the track, and G3's already out of pit road. G3 is going to get the advantage here. Blake Thomas blows the tire. Did not think about the strategy or what happened there. I don't know, but fuel line right now not looking good and not looking stable. The only thing G3 needs to do right now is just put laps down on the track and the championship is his. He doesn't even need to think about anything else. He just needs to focus on himself. Bringing their way around the number 10 of Kush Knight, still hanging on, taking a fight, putting on the rough. It's 17 to go here. That's 17, actually, excuse me, I should say 16 left remaining here in this stage. Oh no, it is 17 stage lap, excuse me. Goodness for them is that G3's in the driver's seat really, because he only has about 17, 16 laps remaining. He's only having to deal with about 15 laps of fuel in there. He's got time. He's got plenty of time and enough time to do this here. Kush Knight is your race leader. It doesn't matter though what he does, he's not going to end up walking away with a championship. Gordon, Blake, G3, and Keystone were the top four going into tonight for the playoff championship. Kush Knight kind of finding himself in the lower end, kind of finding himself on a little bit of a more difficult time or two. Couldn't do it quite as much as he was hoping for, and G3 right now is starting to catch up ever so slightly. Blake Thomas has gotten the car back out of pit road and gotten cleaned up. But G3 right now backing off slightly, maybe just trying to preserve the fuel line, trying to preserve his tires. You saw what happened to Blake earlier on, probably thinking, I don't need nothing to happen like that here. KB Pro Xfinity Series, man, have been putting on a show and putting on a wild performance here, to say the least. 14 laps remain. Plenty of time, just cannot overdrive the car. Don't let the tires burn up. Do not let the fuel burn up. For Kush Knight, this would be his very first win here on PTM Racing TV. He would love nothing more than to take this one home and steal it from the entire crowd, steal it from the entire fan base here that involves with the KB Pro Series. He's certainly far ahead and far and away the fastest of the crew here, considering what he did there with the pit strategy. But G3 has been bad fast all day, and now it's just trying to save and confirm he can win this one. Keystone Cowboy right now, I think he's just glad he got a championship Cup Series win, but I have a feeling he's probably not too thrilled about the rest of it. Can't say that I blame him though, man. That's got to be one of the toughest predicaments to find yourself in and put yourself in that position. 12 to go here, and now at the moment, Kush still pushing laps down, pushing and cushioning everything he can on that bottom lane. The bottom shelf has always been good around here in Atlanta, but the top shelf has speed as well in the open setups, but unfortunately they are not running those. They're running the slider vase, and I believe in NASCAR 21 ignition they don't even have open setups yet. I think they only still have the regular stuff there. So, but hey, I'll say this: if we ever have to, we will jump over to NASCAR 21 ignition, do what we do here like we do on Heat. So keep your eyes out, keep your eyes open. If you want to know what we do, just follow us on Twitter. Speaking a little bit of a challenge here, looks like Gordon 24884 is actually going to give a little bit of a challenge here to the 54 G3. He's catching up to him quite a bit here. It looks like G3 may have been slowing down just a slight bit too much and giving Gordon enough room to catch him. So this could be a battle between these two drivers, could be a battle for the win here. Hard to really say, because again, this really could boil down to anybody's guess and anybody's chance here. G3 trying to hold off the run, trying to hold off the field, doesn't want anything to do with him. And again, you can't blame him. Again, he's going to have to block eventually here. 9 to go. Fuel line wise, Keystone's going to be short. G3 is pushing it really close, and Gordon doesn't seem to care no matter what he's doing. But again, is Gordon pushing his tires a little too hard to get around G3? Again, with G3 slowing down as much as he is, that may be an advantage here, and Gordon may not even realize it. I know a thing or two about saving tires. Again, that's one thing that got me my 2 wins at Phoenix, obviously, was saving tires the entire way of the race. It's extremely difficult to do, but best way I can explain it is just lay off the throttle and keep yourself out of the wall, I was going to say. You don't want any damage up on your vehicle or anything like that. You want to just kind of let the tires kind of rotate completely into the corners and relax more. But that one could have been a very, very bad spot and a very circumstantial situation there for Gordon as he banks his pass around G3. So he now takes over for the top spot in the championship hunt. But again, is Gordon burning the tires up too much, or is the fuel line going to give? That remains to be seen, but it's very close and very distinctive here. There's no way of knowing how well that'll play out. Keystone goes back into pit road. He's not even going to test the tires here. He's driving so hard. That's the reason why I even said that, was because the way Gordon was going off the corners, It seemed like he was burning up way too much compared to what Keystone, because Keystone was doing. He was just flat out booking it. I wonder, is the 11 doing that? Because we even saw Blake Thomas. He found a flat tire, cost him his championship hopes, really, unless there's a huge break coming in. I don't see that happening. Keystone now going to be at least 2 laps down, maybe 2 or 3 at this point. I cannot tell you for certain. I'm trying to get him to let us know for sure by giving us a little read off here. But he's not quite saying anything there in this case. And Kush Knight, going to go into pit road. Sends his way in and sends his way around, looking to possibly give himself a little bit of a breakthrough. Gordon 24884 will stay out on the lead lap and on the track, so now that gives him the distinct advantage. He is your race leader. But is it enough? That is the question. Is it enough? Remember, G3 is still out on the track. I don't know how the fuel line is. I don't know how those tires are doing. But if Gordon decides to keep pushing it as hard as he is, he's going to put himself into a bit of a big predicament. 4 laps to go. We're going to take a listen to G3, and then we're going to listen to Gordon here. But listen to G3's throttle rhythm. Very subdued, very under control, very relaxed. Listen to Gordon. It's a little more subdued than it was earlier on. He was hitting a lot harder in the corners. You can see right here, he is hammering the gas down for sure there. He has got some work to do. The championship is on the line. And remember, G3 is counting on laps and the fuel mileage as well as those tires to get Gordon. He's not worried about speed anymore. He's worried about strategy. They're down to the final 2 to go. 2 remain, and this time now, Gordon will see the white flag pop on out. Is this it? Did he save enough? Did he finish this race out long enough? He's gonna bring it down the back straightaway. I believe this will be the white. I believe this is on our white flag here. This could be the breakthrough, the moment Gordon was looking for all night long. Is it gonna be enough? Will it be enough of a shot? Leading it in is the checkers. No checkers there yet. Oh, that is checker. That's checker. That's it. Gordon's done it. He sticks it out to the end. G3 will fall short. It's over. It is over. Gordon 24884 is going to be your season champion and somehow, some way walks away with the W. The strategy pays off just a little bit more tonight. Wow.
Yeah, Gordon.
Bit of a wild performance here and a wild situation there, popping out and around. Gordon 24884 walks away with the W, though. That was certainly something to the very, very end.
Good.
Well, we'll now wrap it up here, race fans, by taking it down here with our drivers, have a little talk or two with them, and see how they finish this race in between. This is a bit of a wild card sequence and a circumstance for everybody involved, but nevertheless, this is the end of the season and the end of their hopes. Fast lap going to Kush Knight, great time of 29.347. The rest of the field doing a great job with the rest, but it is not to be. We will talk with the top 3 here now, and I got a feeling right now, G-Breeze, you walk away second. That was not quite what you was hoping for and what you were aiming for on that one, was it?
No.
Well, talk us through this one though, because I mean, I know you were finding strategies when you can. You were working your tail end off to make it work to the very end. You were going for broke when you could, and you found yourself in just kind of a bad spot. Like how did it end up getting to that place though?
It's one of the things, man. It's one of the things I'm not even gonna talk about.
Fair enough
It
there.
is what it is. Best man won. Congratulations to him. I feel like I did good. Ran a good hard season. I'll take a runner up for now.
I know it was a hard season, but it was certainly a but it was certainly a season I think you will quite remember fondly for the time or two. But nevertheless, my friend, you're still walking away here with a second place finish, and you did take home the stages. So, is there anything you want to say to anyone out there, or thank anybody for that?
I just want to give a shout out for PTM Racing TV for coming out and broadcasting our show. Hope we put on a good show. I know we didn't have all the guys that I wish we had and couldn't quite meet the expectation of our racing, but hopefully we put on a decent show to where at least somebody's entertained by it.
I'd say everyone enjoyed it for the most part here tonight. Came on to tune in and see what all happens. But G-Pre, congratulations though on your second place finish of the season, sir.
Yep, thank you, man.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. G-Pre, the number 54 driver, comes away with a solid finish there. We'll talk here, hopefully, with our other finishers here, and of course.
Let me get him in the Discord. Kurt, get in the Discord. Kurt.
We'll be right back with you, folks. We're going to try and see if we can get them in here.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, the crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat.
Alright, so folks, right now, currently, we are waiting on our fellow drivers there. Of course, you saw our winner there in the number 11 there, Gordon, popping away with the W and the season championship. Saw a little earlier there as well. Kush Knight putting up a great performance and putting on a good fight to the end there. So congratulations to that number 10 team in the 10 field, of course. Popping up some good battles here to the very end. A lot going at stake there from the Nutrient AG Solutions, but fell victim to the 11 here, of course. So that would end up being kind of the end of their night and their season here. But man, talk about a wild racing it's been throughout this series, throughout this event. You know, we've seen NASCAR Heat definitely put up a few good shows and a few good moments, but man, when it gets crazy, it gets crazy. Are we not? All right, we got Gordon coming in now, ladies and gentlemen. He joins us in here. He's your season champion here now. And Gordon, congratulations, sir. What a season and what a night it was. Everything kind of just working out perfectly in your favor here at Atlanta. Certainly there indeed. Now, I got to ask you, when we were coming to those final laps there, at any point were you a little bit nervous about the tires, the fuel, just not being enough? Everything kind of just maybe played in the way you're hoping for, and of course you're running it as harder as you can. Man, I gotta think one more lap or two, and those tires would have been gone or shot, shouldn't have been. And amazingly, it stuck to the end and kept it going for that last bid. Man, congratulations for that. But nevertheless, you are walking away with a W. So, and the season champion. Is there anybody you want to thank for this? sure there. Well, nevertheless, Gordon, great to have you on board, and congratulations to the season championship, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, your season champion here, the number 11, that is Gordon, 244884, and with G-Pre coming and closing in here with the 54, that will conclude series action in the season championships. That wraps up a night. That wraps up our event. Race fans, thank you so much for tuning in here on PTM Racing TV. We have more special events coming your way, including a possible little fun race tomorrow night. And, of course, Sunday night, more action to be had. We will be off for Pedal to Metal, but we do have some action coming to you from the other fellas there at Shake and Bake. So stay tuned. But for now, from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you so much for tuning in.